Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lady Layer. So we're on episode 12. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I don't know if y'all been noticing or y'all seen it in the blogs, but Kalani is having a custody battle with her ex, and it's very juicy and very crazy. Sierra got the deep, so go on and tell us about it.
So, when I was scrolling through TikTok, because that's where my source of news is for the celebrities, besides the Shade Room and other sources, they were bringing up the documents that her baby dad is, because he's filing for full custody of the daughter. So, allegedly, Kaylani is in a cult. And she leaves her when she goes on tour. She allegedly leaves her daughter with these cult members. And there was something super bizarre and alarming in that in the statement of the paperwork, the documents that was showing his concerns. One of the things was she lets her daughters take baths with one of the women while that woman is on psychedelics, or there is the cult leader. His name is Nato, and they call him Messiah. And they do rituals with the little girl by herself in the room. There's nobody else in their room with her and Messiah, or aka Neto, whatever his name is.
Wow.
So that's just, when I read that in the document, these are all alleged, I hope this isn't true, but that was really odd, because no matter who you trust, I'm not leaving my daughter with nobody by themselves.
Right.
Nor am I letting my daughter or son take no bath with nobody that's high on Mary Jane. Or
anybody that's not their parent.
Any period. Period at all. Yeah, but for you to be on some kind of a psychedelic, that's adding an extra layer to weirdness. Right. So it was those are the two most alarming things. Oh, and when she goes on tour, the baby's dad, I guess, is not allowed to be with the daughter, because she just won't allow her to go with him. So she has the people, and those cult members, quote unquote, allegedly, they all live with Kaylani. They live with her in her house. So that was just super bizarre. I hope none of that is really true. But Kaylani just did a statement, actually just a couple of hours ago, stating that none of that was true. She was very hurt. But I don't know, Kaylani, because where would he come up with any of that kind of stuff? Those are kind of really wild allegations. And sometimes allegations could have some form of truth, because if he didn't have no, what is the word I'm looking for? Proof?
Basis, yeah.
To go based off of any of this, why would he get a lawyer and really go active with this if he didn't have anything to stand on? So I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
Man, go ahead.
I think it's crazy. I hope it's not true, but I'll be watching a lot of shows about the cults. It sound real familiar.
It do. Like that TikTok cult, how they weren't allowed to really talk about nothing. They had to cover for each other. I don't know. It's very, very bizarre. But I do also think it's very strange that now she's starting to get real popping again, and she's getting a lot of, popularity. I mean, she's always been that girl. Don't ever get it twisted. But she's really starting. She looks healthy. She looks good. You could tell she's getting comfortable back in her skin. She's getting a lot of traction, and she's about to go on tour. So why are you bringing these allegations at this moment when she's getting her moment? So that's also something that I thought was strange too.
I was also confused.
Oh, go ahead.
I was also confused too, because in the picture, I'm like, is he the cult leader? Because he looks, I've never seen him before. I don't really follow her like that. But just how he looks very
earthy
and, spiritual and all that. So I was just well, was he a part of it? I was confused. I didn't really know what was going on. So I don't know. It's not too far-fetched, especially for Hollywood. And, she's a little earthy as well. And, I don't put nothing past nobody. I think it's very odd. I think it's scary if this little girl is being subjected to these things, because when people are in cults like that, allegedly, they don't have a mind of their own. They believe these people, especially calling someone Messiah, they believe this person is God, and this is the person that leads and guides them, and they do whatever they say, and they make them feel so comfortable that they think there's nothing wrong with anything that they're doing. They would never call it a cult.
Right.
So if she's saying what he's saying is untrue, it's probably because she doesn't believe it to be a cult. She believes it to be a family, and this is how they operate in their family. So two things could be the same at the same dang time, because to her it could all be a lie, but he's like, what you mean? Like, this is what y'all do. So
you're probably thinking it's a cult. That might be a good point. He could have probably been a part of this that whole group of friends or whatever right when they was dating, or
they X'd him out
or whatever, because apparently, you know, I don't listen.
Usually in those cults, they push out the father figure or the male dominant one so that they can get to the mom and really control what's going on.
Right.
Especially since she's the one with the money, like they live with her, like they take care of the child while she's on tour. Like they want to isolate her so that they are able to control the situation better. So he could have been a part of it in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I'm sure she paying all kind of money into that church. But Sierra also mentioned earlier in like our little side conversation that she, like, people was going crazy about her being around Chris Brown, and I'm like, child, I hope she ain't trying to bring him into the cult. Gonna be.
He don't need that, child.
Right. He already lost, so I could definitely see him falling into something like that. Like,
I mean, what he did was deplorable. I don't support nobody abusing nobody, but I mean, I get it. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with what none of he did and what he's done. I mean, it wasn't just one time. He's had multiple allegations of being abusive towards women. But at the same time, I'm like, well,
yeah. Did you see the story where they really talked about what happened? Like, it wasn't just they was fighting each other, beat her up. Like, he was low key defending himself.
Yeah, I feel like with Chris Brown, I think he's very talented. I think he's made a lot of mistakes in life, and I feel like a lot of artists have also made a lot of mistakes in life, but because his was put on blast, he has been nailed to the cross, and he ain't never coming down.
And also, he immediately took accountability. He was most of the ones who like still get to have a career and all that stuff deny it, talk about the victim, all of this stuff. Like, he went to jail, he pled guilty, he did whatever he had to do to clear his name in like the eyes of the law. But like that, in the end, that messed him up, because if you admit it, then it's like, okay, it's nowhere to turn back. But if you deny and belittle the victim, then at least there's some form of deniability, you know, or like people can always fall back on, well, he didn't say, and she, you know, she did, like, you know. So
my thing is that with the whole Chris Brown Rihanna situation, Rihanna then forgave him. I mean, Rihanna was hanging out with him after a while. Like, I mean, let's be honest here. So that's why I'm like, well, if the victim can move on,
why can't everyone else
move on?
Everybody makes mistakes now. Like, I don't condone abusive.
No, we don't condone that at all.
Like that either. No. None of us do. But do I think that he should be ridiculed every time he steps outside? Like,
no, especially if he's trying to, you know, rebrand himself and just go on with his career
or be a better person. Like, if you're not trying to be like that no more, like, we don't know what these people do behind closed doors when all kind of stuff is involved, drugs is involved, and you know, all kind of things. So I don't mind my business, child.
And so, but back to Kehlani, all Kehlani did was take a picture with the man. That's why I was like, really, come on, y'all just be bored and just be mad about anything. All she did was take a picture with him.
Right.
Like y'all, they did like a tour together, or they did an album together. I mean, she did a picture with the man. So I'll just be, you know, this culture where everybody want to just cancel everybody so quick, and then all of a sudden these allegations just popping out. I'm like, this just
are they trying to cancel her because of that?
They darn near with the comments that I saw, they darn near trying to cancel her out. Like, how could you? Like, I can't support this. Like, people really mad at her about that.
Yeah,
I think it's Gen Z.
Yeah, because I felt like people left Chris Brown alone for a while, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, it's like
it's the younger generation. That's what I really think, because they don't know no better.
They just discovered it or something.
They probably just discovered everything, and now they're outraged. Well, baby, we've been lived it. We lived through it. We witnessed it when it happened, and we are over it. Move on.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking more about her trying to indoctrinate him into this cult than thinking about her hanging around with.
Please leave him out of it.
If she feels safe, that's her business. But don't be trying to indoctrinate him into y'all cult. Like, This reminded me of like the Black Scientology or something. Lord.
But why they didn't get? This is so random. See, people are selective on who they want to get mad at. There has been so many celebrities that have been taking pictures with Chris Brown that done song. Danny Lay. I mean, don't nobody really like Danny Lay for multiple reasons now, but Danny did a whole song.
Who is that?
What was outraged with her? Y'all didn't try to cancel her for that.
Little baby mama.
Yeah.
I mean, little baby.
The baby.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't her name Danny Lee?
Danny Lay, Danny Lee, Danny Lies. I don't know.
Girl, you got to say the name right because I don't be knowing who you talking about. I'm barely knowing who you talking about.
I thought her name was Danny Lay.
I don't know.
I thought it was Danny Lay.
Everybody say Danny Lee. I don't know.
I heard Danny. I thought her name was Danny Lee. But honestly, if you would have said Danny Lee, I still would have been like, who is that?
Because she's irrelevant these days. That's really what's going on.
That's the one who was talking about Yellowbone.
Yellowbone, yeah. And that's the one that ran over that motorcyclist and almost went to jail for that. Yep.
Right.
All right, y'all. So let's get into Big Brother. So sorry, y'all, we didn't go live last week, but life be lifing. So anyway, sorry. We'll try. We just gonna pop up on y'all. We ain't gonna make no promises no more. I'm sorry.
Right.
That was me trying to be an avid responder.
Right. Yeah. And don't be coming for us, okay?
Right.
At all, because
keep it
cute, okay? Our social girl. I was trying to help out, but I made a little promise in life be lifing, school be schooling, you know, hair be hearing, all those things. So, yeah. So yeah, Big Brother. I thought it was a good episode. What you think, Kendra?
I thought it was pretty good. So we got a new HOH this week. I don't know. So I kind of was like, I was going back and forth. I kind of wanted Kenny to win just because I know he was trying to like go home this week and stuff, but I feel like he's a good asset to the show because he is on an island alone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he might shake some things up. So I kind of wanted him to win, but I'm also glad that Cedric won HOH. But why would he get up there and say and put himself on blast like that, talking about young, okay? I think he's just young and he didn't know what to say and he got excited.
Yeah, I need them to find. Look, I want somebody to be HOH that's gonna shake the table. Like it's getting very stale. Like honestly, at this point, I want Angela to win again so she could go on her little power trip and simmer in her room and go off on somebody.
Me too.
I'm getting bored. Okay,
right? I'm like, please don't send Angela home. If y'all send Angela home, it's gonna be so dry. What are we gonna? Right. Who's gonna act up? What are we gonna see? Like, I feel like. Okay, now Tucker, I feel like Tucker is going to try to shake some things up, but I don't know. I feel like we need Angela at this point.
And then why y'all scared of Mackenzie? If she put y'all up, so what? Y'all have the numbers. Y'all, you will not get voted out. She could put you on the block all she wants to. She can't vote you out.
But at the same time, I don't blame Cedric and Chelsea for not being the ones to do it because I wouldn't want to be. It's like you win and you do it, like girl. Because then I'm the one that get the blood on my hands, and then I become the scapegoat. Like, well, I didn't put you up.
Listen, if we get her out, she can't put nobody up next week. How about that?
Right, and who's to say if she's gonna win or not? Like, I just got to make sure she don't win. Now, if it had been me, I would have put Leah up. So that Mackenzie could use her power on Leah, and it's like, hey, I didn't put you up.
But I don't think she would have did that because she didn't do it for her showman. So she then
which would also be good
because then Leah could see who she really is. Mm-hmm. But why she just going around recklessly telling people that she got this power? Like, girl, shut the hell up and let them think what they want to think.
No, she doing it because she feel like it's buying her time, and to me, it is smart because it is buying her time and bought her 2 weeks because she would have went out last week. Mm-hmm. I think she's trying to use it as a double-edged thing or whatever. Now, what's the name is playing it real cool with his power. Nobody still knows about his power except for Angela. What's the boy name?
Girl, don't give me the line. The curly hair one. The one with the long curly hair. Y'all know who we talk about if y'all watch it.
Yes. Yes.
He gives, what's his name? Here. What's the Weird Al Yankovic? The one with the long, you know the white man with the long hair that used to sing the weird songs.
Where?
Just randomly. Like, he used to have hella songs.
Oh, Harry Potter?
Oh, you talking about wait, real songs or like?
Let me show you who I'm talking about. I'm about to share my screen.
Girl, I don't know.
Okay.
Can y'all see Weird Al?
Oh,
I have no idea who that is.
You know who Weird Al is?
No.
Listen,
He's from the 90s.
but don't
I'm
he
sorry,
look
but I have
like
to
him?
say I don't know this man.
Didn't he remake that Coolio song?
Yep. Did he remake the Gangsta's Paradise song?
Yeah.
Sorry to this man.
But don't he look like him? Don't he look like him though? That's all
He
I'm saying
does. He
about.
does give off that vibe.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know his
Oh,
name.
shit.
Let me while I'm looking up Weird Al, let me look up what his name is.
What else happened on Big Brother?
I feel like Angela wanted to go crazy a little bit, but she reeled it in.
Yeah, she was keeping it cool.
Mm-hmm.
They were going around and around the Mulberry Bush about the showmance and like everybody messing that up. But that was like whatever.
Was this the episode where they was trying to where he actually low key got caught up because he was trying to make it seem like the black people was trying to do another cookout and he was trying to make it seem like Angela was the one calling it out? Was that this week or was that last week?
That was last week, but yeah, he did. Angela did bring it up.
His name is Quinn. Well, she didn't. She just said that watch the group. She didn't say.
She also didn't explain herself though, because I think in her mind, the way she said it was like that's a group to work with, but she didn't say that to him. She said that's the group, right. And he's like, but you know he's smart, so he said he used it for both advantages. Like she probably wasn't really saying it like that, but I'm gonna present it that way because she left it open.
Her out.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He want her out because she the only one that know about his power.
Knows his power, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's crazy because they had just said like, y'all, we can't be getting together like this.
Right.
And she looking out the window talking about that's the group. Like
listen, one thing, she crazy, but she know the game.
She definitely knows the game, but she be doing a lot. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get more action in these next couple of days. Like, I don't know why y'all wanted us to go live and talk about Big Brother because not too much happened.
Right. We're going to go live when it's juicy.
Yeah, when it starts getting down to the nitty gritty and we got a lot to talk about, we're going to jump into that.
Now, Vicky out here scamming the people. Scamming the old people, y'all.
I don't know why she's scamming the old folks. She right up there with them.
Right.
Child, so we saw online our good friend Giorgio from Instagram. I don't know his last name, but he be spilling the tea. And he said on Radar Online, that's where you could go see the original story because we probably going to get some stuff mixed up. So go on Radar Online if you really care about facts, okay?
Right.
He said that this old lady came to Vicky. I think he said his name, but it don't even matter. Came to Vicky trying to spend some money on some life insurance and she didn't have enough bread for her. So Vicky sent her on to her friend Raul. And Raul just told her she need to keep on investing. Her husband, and then because they was playing off of her little sadness about her husband dying. Mm-hmm. Then she got sick and couldn't afford the $100,000 premium. So she went to Vicky and was like, "Hey, I need to lower my payments." Which I don't know why she went to Vicky in the first place if she was messing with Raul, because she should have went to Raul, who was over her payments, instead of Vicky. But I digress. So she goes to Vicky. And because she's in a little bind because now she's sick and Vicky is still trying to convince her to put in more money because obviously the more money they put in, the more money they make. And now the lady is suing her for elder abuse. It's the big scandal. Apparently she does this to more people. I mean, to many people, according to Teddy Mellencamp. This is the first time I'm hearing about elder financial abuse. It's definitely giving Jen Shaw. I don't know if she came for Jen Shaw, but you know, she did. That karma with a capital K, okay? Hopefully they ain't gonna be sellies. Cause you
know what? I never understand. We talked about this before. We keep talking about it. Get a little money, get a little fame. Why do you not think you're gonna be underneath a microscope?
Right.
You doing shady stuff. Why do you think nobody's gonna find out about it? Right. People gonna find out about it. People gonna start digging. Vicky, now were you doing stuff you weren't supposed to be doing to them old folks?
Especially now. Once these people get a hint that you've been doing old stuff, they going way back. Everybody gonna come out the woodwork.
Yep.
Then she gonna begin to knock on the door from the FBI, like, hello.
You on an investigation. Now
right.
That's crazy.
She better clean it up. She better figure out what's going on and clean it up because
she better go way back in the history of her books and find every little discrepancy she can find so she can be clean. Because you know,
she better make friends with Tamara.
Those are large accusations.
She better make friends with Tamara because you better believe if they interview Tamara, she gonna make
Tamara telling it.
She's telling it all. She's gonna be like, "Well, I've always been curious about how she made so much money selling insurance.
Why is she always working? Is she transferring the old people's money on the banks to pay for our trips?
No, Tamara's gonna tell it.
And it's not like you see people running in and out of there. Like, where's she getting all this money from?
Right. There's never anybody in there.
She's always at lunch.
Right.
That's my opinion.
So moving on, Mary divorcing her granddaddy, y'all.
Child, her granddaddy.
Mary from Salt Lake City. Apparently, allegedly, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but she is divorcing her husband, which is also her grandfather. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see how this is going to pan out because she was kind of dry on last season, and I wonder if she's going to be sharing this story because she doesn't give off the type of person to really be exposing stuff like this.
Her business like that.
So I wonder how much she's going to share, if she's going to share. I'm sure the ladies are going to make her share, or if she doesn't, somebody else going to bring up something and expose it.
So I don't think she's going to share anything about her marriage, but I think she's going to be a little bit more unhinged because she has stuff going on in her personal life and she doesn't want to talk about it. So her fuse is going to be very short, which means great married TV.
Right.
We're gonna hear a lot of little girl.
Little girl. Yes. Little girl.
Little girl. She's gonna be firing it out, okay?
Yeah. I hope so because now you don't got Jen Shaw. Now we don't have Monica. It's like they got to do something because nobody cares about y'all having a good time in Salt Lake City. I need a little bit of drama. I need a little something more extra. And it just typically is boring. So they better bring it next season. They really better.
Well, they probably going to be coming for, what's the girl with the vodka company? They probably going to be coming for her because they've been talking about for years that she got financial stuff going on. And remember, people was suing her.
The Greek lady?
No, not her. Vita Vodka, the one who lost her $50,000 ring.
Oh, child.
So I feel like they're gonna come for her because they've been talking about financial stuff for at least the last couple seasons. And
Lisa
Barlow. Yeah, somebody's finally suing her, so they got the receipts to back up that she ain't been paying her bills. Like.
And we should be getting some new castmates if we've lost a couple. We should be getting some new people. So
I hope they better bring the heat. They better bring somebody because I can only take much of Lisa. Oh yeah, I've lost my $50,000 ring.
And
I think they just made Mary full time because last season she was a friend. They didn't add nobody else. They just made Mary full time.
Listen, they didn't have no choice but to make her full time. I mean,
right? Who else they got? And the other girl. That was Jen Shaw's friend.
Oh, her last name is Gay.
Heather Gay?
Heather Gay.
No. The girl with the long dark hair, and they were saying her husband was gay.
Oh yeah, that's
the Greek girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is though, child.
That was Jen Shaw's friend.
Yeah. Wasn't she?
Yeah. No.
Who brought her on the show?
I want to say it was Lisa.
Originally, when she first came on the show, she was Jen Shaw's friend. That's why Monica knew her through Jen.
Oh, okay.
She brought,
See, I didn't really watch Salt Lake City. I think I told you that for the past couple of seasons because it gave very boring, and I'm not a fan of Salt Lake City people, anyways. So, but after that whole Jen Shaw mess, I was like, oh, that's kind of juicy. And then when they brought Monica, I said, ooh, that's a little crazy. I said, let me go ahead and tune in. So I barely just started kind of tuning in. So I don't really remember them last seasons.
Okay.
Bits and pieces.
All right, y'all. Well, let's get into these reviews.
Finally.
Right. First up, Real Housewives of Orange County. So listen, what's that girl's name? Thirst Box. Jesus Jugs. What's her name?
Oh, Alexis.
Yeah, no Alexis this week. So the episode was
thank God.
Dry.
We needed a break.
Yeah, we needed a break though. It was dry, but we needed a break because I was tired of hearing about John, Jimmy, Jan.
Well, we still heard about him, just not directly from
just
Alexis.
not in that way. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this episode, I don't know. I don't remember if it started with girls' night, but the girls' night was the first actual interesting thing. So they all riding on this boys to go out to this bar or whatever, and they have to stop and pick up the new chick. Don't remember her name today. I don't know nobody's name. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. I don't want to sound ridiculous, but I don't know this. I don't know their name.
Katie.
So they go to Katie's house, right? And Gina, like a reasonable person, goes inside, greets her, and uses the bathroom inside. But Emily, with her ratchet self, pees outside in the bush, all because she doesn't want to go inside her house and greet people when Katie comes out to the bus anyways, and you got to say hi. Like, I'm sure she got more than one bathroom. You wouldn't even have had to wait. Like, just go inside and pee like a civilized person. Like,
yeah, she was like, I don't want to meet her husband and talk to her kids and do all of that. She's gonna pee in the front of this lady's house, and I'm pretty sure
urinate on my property.
Right. And I'm pretty sure your pee splashed up on her freaking driveway or walkway, and on you killing her plants.
Yeah.
Nasty.
That was disgusting. If reunion time, I'm gonna cuss you out just for that. Just for specifically doing that because you urinated on my property. What's wrong with you?
Right. Yeah. Like I get doing it in an emergency on a long road trip where there's nowhere to stop, but like you're a literal savage, like with no home training. Like who does?
Yeah. And don't pee in my lawn. Go to the neighbors.
Right. Why you didn't go to the neighbor's house? Come on now.
I don't get it. If there's a perfectly good bathroom, I don't care. Say hi and keep it moving. Like it ain't that deep. Like she was being extra. I don't know. I didn't like that.
That's just act like you gotta go hella bad and be like, hey y'all, oh my gosh, I gotta go.
Like, nice to meet you. Yeah, let me just run to the bathroom really quick. You don't have to do all of that. Just
Yeah.
That was nasty.
It was given for camera.
Yep.
Right.
So y'all, they really trying to stress out our girl Shannon because why John suing her for $75,000? Like he ain't got nothing else to do. Like, come on, man. Like,
and what is the $75,000 for?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't think they said it this episode
because didn't they say that? Sorry to cut you off, but didn't they say that Shannon was funding his lifestyle? So what?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, how would he owe her $75,000 if she was paying for everything? I hope she kept her receipts because listen, whatever $75,000 you think I owe, it was paid towards this, and you can keep going, and you can reimburse me for the extras because I'm sure I paid for more than this little $70,000, this $75,000 that you're trying to sue me. Like it's very petty.
Yeah, that's what Vicky said. She was like, she named off a whole bunch of stuff that Shannon had paid for while they were together, and she was like, and I'm pretty sure that's not all of it because you didn't tell me everything. So
did y'all see them on Carlos? What's his name? Carlos King.
Vicky and Shannon was on there.
No, Alexis and
you showed us.
Yeah, I did not watch the interview, but I did see that they were on there.
I didn't watch the whole thing because like I just can't understand why you guys hate this lady so much that y'all gonna spend y'all free time on this show with this man who y'all don't even know just to bash Shannon. Like they did not talk about anything else.
Nothing else.
How much they hate Shannon. Like
they're trying to clear their name.
Yeah, it's very sad. Like
and trying to paint her to be the villain when all she's trying to do is move on with her life. Like if I was Alexis, I would be like, are you still in love with this lady? Like why is she still so much a part of our lives? I don't want to talk about her. Why are you suing her? Why are we still going to the places that she frequents? He might have even pitched her to be on the freaking show because he's just that desperate to make sure he's on Shannon's mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's hella hurt, and it's showing.
It's showing like, big time.
All they got is, oh, she's a terrible person. Oh, she's an alcoholic. Oh, da 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 da. It's like
wee wah wah.
Right. Shannon wasn't drinking alone, John. Let it
go. Okay.
If you call her an alcoholic, you got to look at yourself too, because she was not literally just sitting there drinking by herself. She was drinking with you. And if you want to talk about how she didn't get along with your daughter, you stay with that woman for how long, and she didn't even get along with your daughter? Like, what does that say about you?
Right. Like, and at the end of the day, why does it matter in your life what she does?
Thank you.
Today.
When y'all not together no more. Move on. If you don't want nothing to do with me anymore, then leave me in the past. Move on. And Shannon don't even want to talk about him, really.
They act like she get online every day typing and talking about them. Y'all are the ones that have her name in y'all's mouth. Like, it makes you look bad. That's why I'm like, Alexis, as a woman, I will be looking at my man like, why are we talking about her so much?
Why are you so pressed?
Why? That would really make me question, like, are you with me just to get back at her? Because why is everything so public? Why do we have to go on all these shows talking about it? Why are we online talking about it? Like,
she's dense. That's why she want to be dense as I don't know what. And it's like, you think like, oh, this is this romantic thing. Girl, you are his next victim, child. It's going to just be nothing but a couple more months or maybe a year or so. And hell, y'all might even get married. All that's going to happen, he's going to divorce you, and he's going to ring you for your money too, and you're going to be sitting up there crying the same blues, and you're going to get kicked off of the Housewives of OC because we sick of looking at you. Now,
and I'm sorry, but unpopular. This might be unpopular opinion, but I honestly feel like Shannon looked better than Alexis anyways. Like, this is low key like a downgrade. Like,
I agree.
You ain't got no money. You got little kids I gotta be bothered with. Like, I'm old as hell. Like, I'm trying to live my life, go on vacation. I don't want you to be trying to call your baby daddy, see if he can watch the kids. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, she ain't cute. Like, yeah, I don't know. Right. That might be an unpopular opinion, but listen,
Shannon done pulled herself together, okay? Right. Shannon may be a mess.
Shannon out here looking good times. She found somebody to
great. She looks sophisticated. She looks sexy. She looks confident. I mean, she overcame a lot, and she's not going to let nobody overpower that. So, big ups to you, Shannon, girl. You doing the damn thing. Don't let them crazy folks tear you down.
I do want to know what happened on this season, though, because for the last couple days, she been in Arizona detoxing. So either she was lit all season or something, and that's why she detoxing because she didn't saw what she looked like, or I don't know what it is. But
well, you know what? If I ran into a house in a tree and almost killed myself, and then got a broke up relationship, and a friend hopped back on the show and dated my man and all that, I'd be needed to detox too because I'm drinking. I'm going to drink.
I feel like they're reaching with the she almost killed herself. If anything, she might have almost killed Archie. She just knocked over a little planter. It was not that deep. She did not run into that house.
Double homicide. It would have been a double homicide.
That remind me of on Jocelyn's show when the girl
she said double homicide.
She aborted some twins and somebody in the back was like, ooh, double homicide. Like, dang.
That was terrible, but that was a moment. Because why would you say that?
She ain't got no kind of empathy about her situation. Child. Okay, so then the girls go to the bar and they relive Coyote Ugly.
They was acting a fool.
Like, listen, that's a good time.
Yeah, I would have had fun. I've definitely in my life stood on a bar, not in a bar, but on an island and tried to relive Coyote Ugly. Like,
she definitely did.
Oh, you were spraying the water at people and all that?
Oh, yes, the little water.
Yes, at someone's house though. Because the owner of the home was very upset.
I would only imagine.
I had the time of my life. It was great. Listen,
it was a good time. I was not on the bar. It was someone else on the bar.
If you could relive Coyote Ugly, do it. It's a good time.
You know what? I was looking at the girls, and that did not look fun to me. Being on the bar, now y'all know I'm good for being on a bar top. Now let's not get it twisted. I'm good for that. I'm good for that.
Yeah.
But what you're not about to do is spray down with some soda all over my chest and spray me down so I could be sticky and booze and No, y'all doing too much. You're taking it too far.
I did the spraying. I wasn't getting sprayed.
See? And I would have been irritated with you, but you're not going to do the spray me.
And it was not me getting sprayed before y'all run with that narrative. It was not me. It was somebody else.
It was just water anyway.
I was recording it.
I don't want no water. Don't wet me. I didn't come to the splash zone. I wanted to just dance on the bar top.
But the owner of the home came in there like, what I doing?
I think I was like,
this? Was this college days?
We were in college.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
They had themselves a time.
That was a good night. We went to a random neighbor's party and everything. Didn't know who they was like, hey.
Those are the best days. Just being free-spirited. You wouldn't know if it was an axe murder or the next, you don't know what, but you just knew you was going to go have a good time. Lord, thank you, us. Jesus, for protecting us and
He protected us in those days.
Woo! He sure in the backyard. Big yes. Okay, so paparazzi gay. So they sitting at the table with Katie, Tamara, and Emily, trying to tell her that she needs to tell Heather about the text that she got from the paparazzi man saying that she called the paparazzi at Disneyland. Like, I don't understand. Like, I really, I wanted this season of OC to be great, but I feel like they are really trying to drag these very stale, boring,
storylines. Who cares if she has back fake laughing at Disneyland?
Heather, and if I was Heather, I would say, you know what? I did call him. Called them. And I'm gonna call them right now. And I would have got.
It was a cute picture.
Yeah, right. And me and my husband had a photo op at Disney World. What about it? I would have just ran with the girl. Cause move on. And I called the paparazzi.
Like, we don't care about this. This is boring.
Because that was when her and her husband were going through those cheating allegations. So they wanted, I don't know if Heather, I think Heather actually did call the paparazzi. She wanted everybody to see that her and her husband were just fine and there was nothing going on between them. So that's the reason why they accused them of calling the paparazzi for this photo op. But at the end of the day, why do y'all care? I think everybody's very pressed secretly and jealous of Heather because of how much money she has, and they are very intimidated by her, and they don't know what to do with all of that. A lot of them, they're rich, but she's wealthy. She doesn't even belong. Heather belongs on Beverly Hills, in my honest opinion, and I
agree.
I feel like it's coming because she about to build this big old mansion in Beverly Hills. Like, I definitely feel like it's coming. She's hanging out with them. She already got the condo in Beverly Hills. Like,
she would be a great addition to Beverly Hills, in my opinion. I think she would bring a little bit extra spice with the way that she talks. She's gaslights people. She's manipulative a little bit. I think that'll be a really good addition to their friend group, because even what's her name from Beverly Hills made an appearance on OC. Sutton. She even was like, you don't want to mess with Heather. You know Sutton.
But speaking of Beverly Hills, so y'all know they've been showing a lot of stuff about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they did their little girls trip, and people was trying to say that they needed to go on Zeus because they was twerking and all of this stuff or whatever, right? I'm trying to figure out how y'all could say that the black cast got to be on Zeus, but Beverly Hills, they in the Caribbean somewhere in they little carnival outfits with literally nothing, and they don't need to go on Playboy or some other
they were just on the bar pouring drinks and spitting drinks in their mouth, pouring in people's mouth, being all provocative. Like, shut up. That's just people being racist. That's all that is. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Like, be for real.
Double standard.
And Zeus is paying, okay?
Right.
They are.
Everybody got a baddie chain this season.
Right.
Baddie,
shut up.
I don't see nobody with a Bravo chain. Y'all poor. Y'all cheap.
What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said Bravo is poor and they cheap. That's why ain't nobody got no chain.
Oh.
So at this thing, Tamara and Emily are egging her to come clean with Heather about her talking about the paparazzi, So then they go golfing, and it's discovered Gina's this amazing golfer, snoozler, blah, blah, blah. So then they go, and Katie's trying to make nice and kiss up to Heather. So she serves hot dogs because Heather loves hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Womp, womp, womp. So then, obviously, this is so boring, and she's taking so long because Tamara has to be her messy self and go up to Heather and say, hey, Katie's telling us behind your back that she has receipts that you actually did call paparazzi before Katie could even go to Heather. And then, of course, Heather's pissed, and we get a little bit of spice, but it wasn't even a lot of spice because I feel like Heather's like, I'm not letting you guys do this to me this season.
Enjoy the
say whatever y'all want, right?
Exactly.
I said, if they say Dom one more time,
yeah.
Enjoy the
Dom.
Dom.
Right.
Thanks for the Dom. Girl,
enjoy
go
the
on somewhere.
Dom. Dom, Dom, Dom.
Yeah. I feel like Tamara's just being who she is, and it's getting to the point where I'm sick of it. It's like it's not authentic and it's not genuine and it doesn't feel organic. It just feels like she's, what do they call it? Like she's a plant. So they plant her there to stir up the pot and stir the drama. It's not even organically the way that she does it. But with Katie and Heather, Katie, now you should have known better. Clearly you've been watching the show. Clearly, you know all the characters on the Housewives of Orange County. Clearly, you know all of that. So, if you're going to come after Heather with something like this, saying that she's a liar, knowing how Heather is, you better have it 100% backed up. A little raggedy text by you asking a paparazzi, I don't know what they say is yes. That's
right.
Really
that's not real proof.
That is not a receipt.
It's not a real receipt.
All he said was yes. Okay.
That could have been anybody.
Anybody.
It wasn't even like, hey, yeah, Heather called me on da-da-da-da.
Right.
It's like, did Heather call you to set up paparazzi? Yes.
Child, they better take notes from Margaret, because Margaret, she gonna have a receipt. We're gonna get to that later on, but they better take some notes.
And then my thing is with the whole like Heather tagging her on the photo. Who cares? What is the big deal? What is she trying to say that Heather was trying to do by tagging her in a photo? That I'm so confused.
Wait, tagging who? I was confused about that. Okay, so she tagged Katie in a photo and
a regular photo. It wasn't even a photo that said like something shady.
I think she was trying to say that Heather was like looking at her account, trying to like investigate her, and she accidentally tagged her in her photo. But that could have been true. I don't even use social. It's not even me on my social.
No, because my mom, she's on social media and she's an older, not super old, but my mom's a little bit, and sometimes they just don't know what they be doing. They be tagging people on accident. They be doing stuff. They be deleting people on accident. They didn't even realize they deleted it. They just be doing stuff.
But like Katrina said, she had to have looking at her account in order for it to even be in the queue.
Right. Because she was like, she didn't even follow me. So how would she
didn't follow her?
Right. She had to literally type out my whole name in order to tag me. And then Heather admitted, she was like, oh, that must have been my social media person. I'm going to untag you and follow you.
Right.
It's like, and she never asked, like the whole time they're having this conversation, she never asked Katie, what's your social, da-da-da-da. She just automatically did it. So obviously she was doing a little snooping.
And she said something about the designer that she was wearing had the first three initials or something, and she probably was trying to tag them and then tagged her or something. She tried to clean it up, but it was like, girl, if we don't follow each other and you wasn't looking at my page, my name would not pop up. I'm not that popular.
Right, ever.
Yeah. So yeah, I think she kind of got her there. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah,
very.
So let's move over to Jersey Housewives, and this is supposed to be the most explosive finale, and this is the end of an era, apparently. But I don't feel like it was giving what it was supposed to give. But anyway, let's go into it.
Right. So Margaret, Dolores, and Jen meet up at Margaret's house, Jen Thesla.
Yes.
And to talk about the meetups. So I was surprised that this even happened because Jen didn't go to the thing with Teresa. She goes to Margaret's house and they having crow nuts and hanging out. And then Dolores leaves straight from Teresa and comes over to Margaret because she wants to find out if Margaret was really talking to the ex.
Right.
I ain't never heard, well, we didn't get to hear it, but though if it was a drinking game to count how many times Dolores called Marge a see you next Tuesday, oh my God.
Wait, you jumping the gun. You jumping the gun.
No, that's what happened.
It is, but she started off with asking her, did you talk to the ex? And then Margaret was like, yes, I did. And I remember Dolores was basically like, well, what was the reason? What do you need to talk to her for? That sounds like this isn't a good person. And as much as we don't like Louis, it has already been debunked that the judges already.
As in all three of us or me and Kendra?
Okay, y'all. Okay, and I'm talking about the y'all. Okay, as much as you guys don't like Louis, it has already been debunked that the ex-wife who has been trying to sue him, they have thrown out those cases multiple times and has deemed her as like stalking him. Mm-hmm. And you see that Margaret even said, well, the ex has been reaching out to everybody. Like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. But Dolores, you could tell, was trying to be like, well, okay, so Teresa was not a lie what she said. So why would you talk to her? That's when they jumped into,
Dolores she was saying that she talked to her best friend Laura, or her ex-best friend Laura.
So Teresa talked to her best friend Laura after Margaret talked to Louis' ex-girlfriend. That's what started all of this nonsense. And I think a lot of everybody, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Teresa fan, like that's literally the timeline. Teresa did that after Margaret was caught talking to the ex.
I needed them to draw an actual timeline because I'm still confused. I feel like
they kept saying something about 2021.
Yeah,
2022. In 2022. Yeah. 2021, Marge claimed she didn't talk to the ex.
But she did.
What bombed the drop, but she more certainly did. Because that's when stuff was coming out and all of that jazz. So that happened in 2021.
I don't know if I believe that, though.
Oh, no, it did happen.
Let's not jump. Let's just talk about what happened on the couch.
Yeah, let's just talk about the meeting.
That is about the meeting. So she asked her all of that anyways. And then after that, they had brought up, well, you had that. What did Margaret? What did
the meeting? To talk about
the meeting, the reunion.
She called it a name where Margaret was like, "No, it was not that. It was just a meeting,
not review." It was something with the R.
It starts with an S. No, she started with an S, like a shoot. I forgot the name.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't remember.
It wasn't anything positive. It was like a negative name. That she titled the meeting, and Margaret was like, no, that wasn't that meeting. It was just a meeting to meet right before the reunion. Then Dolores goes, well, you didn't invite me to that, which by the way, and then Margaret was like, what are you talking about? I did invite you. And that's when Margaret was like, Dolores was like, you effing lying, see you next Tuesday.
I don't know. I feel like Dolores said that she did say that she invited her to her house, but she didn't tell her what it was for.
Yeah, I don't see Marge just not inviting her at all. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think
she invited Frankie.
Yeah, I think Dolores was saying like you didn't tell me that it was a whatever it was called, like a dang, I'm mad we can't remember what it was called.
Word, yeah.
But Dolores was basically saying, like, you invited me to your house, but you didn't tell me, like, specifically what it was for. And Marge is like, yes, I did. Like, everybody knew we was coming there to get our stories together or whatever they was going to do. And
I don't remember Dolores saying in that specific conversation that, like, oh, yeah, you did invite me. Like, she flat out said, like, you did not invite, like, I was not invited to that. And Margaret said, I did call you and let you know people over. Oh, you figured out what they called it?
The reunion summit.
Oh, the summit. Yeah. And they were like, it wasn't a summit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dolores is like, no, you never called me. And I think the reason why Dolores got so mad, just like she said, because that makes Dolores look like a bad friend to Teresa.
Yeah, to Teresa.
Teresa didn't find out until later from actually Frankie. So it's like, Dolores, why didn't you tell me when you found out? So that's why Dolores was like, don't you lie on me. Like, don't you dare lie on me about any of this, because that's definitely not the truth. And you're waiting to say this now on TV, on camera, so that my closest friend can see this.
Yeah.
You got me messed up, how like, I'm going to cuss you out. And I think that's why she got so livid.
Yeah, she felt like she set her up because it was like, and even Marge's like, why are you getting so upset? It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal to you because that's not your friend.
Right.
It's a big deal to me because if I knowingly knew about this, and even if I didn't go and I didn't tell her, that makes me look like the biggest a-hole in the world. Like I should have prepped her for this.
Yes.
But Marge is like, what are you talking about? Why are you getting so upset? Like, what do you mean?
You know what? I felt Dolores in that moment because when people lie, that is my biggest trigger.
Me too. Don't lie on me.
If you lie on me, or if you lie to me, or if you gaslight me, and I say I didn't do it, and they go, yes, you did, to make it seem like I'm this cuckoo banana person. When I tell you, I get so triggered that I almost black out, and I don't even know how to contain my rage. That's why I thank God for therapy. I need to go that, and thank God for God, right? But like, so I kind of resonated with Dolores in that moment because I was like, girl, I would be the same way because you supposed to be my friend, and you gonna sit there and tell me that you said something that you never did, and you lying on me that I knew. Oh, I'm about to kill you.
Because I would remember something like that. Like, don't sit up here and lie on me to my face on camera, and then make me feel like I'm wrong, and I know I know what's going on. Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve.
Right.
I think if Marge really invited her, she should have just been like, "It was when we was talking about da 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 da," or she keeps every receipt. Just pull up the text message. Yeah.
But it showed like Marge has her receipts, but then I feel like that episode proved that Margaret also just not very truthful all the time because some of her timelines with the stuff she was saying did not add up. So,
but I feel like
they covered for herself with a lot of stuff.
I feel like it was produced like that too, especially with the bomb that she drops at Rail. Like they wanted it to look like, oh, she's getting caught up that she was talking to the ex, and then later on we see
No, Margaret was strategic. She was playing chess, not checkers. So that's why she probably confessed and said something different than what she told Dolores at that dinner, because she was prepared for if somebody or if Jackie came back with extra receipts saying, well, that's not true. I have this. So she had to come clean of the actual date that she said that she spoke to the ex. That's what I gathered from that.
Yeah, she said she was dropping bombs. She said, "Oh, don't you worry about it. I'm gonna be dropping some bombs."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna have to get her story together and clean.
So there was a conversation between Danielle, Rachel, and Melissa, where Danielle basically was breaking down everything that happened in the meeting. Mm-hmm. Now I didn't like this because I felt like Danielle, if you was going to show up to the meeting, maybe she wasn't showing up in support of Teresa, but I don't understand why she would bring back all the information to the very people that hate her. Like Rachel and Melissa.
Come on.
Like, I didn't understand like why she would do that. Maybe, I don't know if she's switching sides, or she was never on those sides. I won't say that. But I just didn't understand like why she would bring back that information to them. It just was very messy to me.
I feel like she's starting to see where Teresa's loyalty lies. So she just went to hear the information. But I think that she feels like Rachel and Melissa have her back more than Teresa and Jen. So, well, especially Jen. So that's why she went back and told them what was going on. Mm-hmm. And it was so much tea. Like, she needed to tell somebody.
Well, then she should have called Margaret then, since she wants to claim to be Margaret's friend. That I would have thought she would have been at the meeting with Jen Fessler and Margaret. Those are the two people that would have. Well,
maybe Margaret didn't invite her.
Not even invite. I would have called her then and be like, "Hey, can I come over?" Same way that Dolores popped up. Like, I'm coming over. Dolores didn't even get an invite. She just called her. It was like,
but Dolores is closer to Marge than Jen.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I just think it was very messy because Danielle knows the history between Melissa and Teresa, and especially with Rachel and Teresa. Like, it just seems like she's adding gas to the fire.
Right.
And it just seemed very two-faced and bizarre to me. Like, girl, if you're not gonna rock with Teresa, girl, then don't rock with her. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. You ain't gotta be friends with her. You know how Teresa is. It is what it is. So you're just showing that you're being messy and two-faced. And if I were Rachel or Melissa, especially Melissa, I would be like, I don't want to talk about Teresa. I don't really care what Teresa got going on. God bless. I pray that everything works out for her. I don't really care to know none of that because I don't want to talk about her. So don't come to me telling me what you got. Are you going to Teresa telling my business? Because now I got to figure out what's going on. Because look like you playing both sides. That's how I would look.
That's why I thought it was strange, because I was just like, they don't care nothing about her. Like, why? That's how I would have been too. Like, girl, I don't care. Mm-hmm. I knew that meeting was going to be done. Like,
right. Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. I was like, dang, I'm curious to see if she's like trying to, gonna put her loyalty more to one side now. I think she is starting to see the light, though. I think she is starting to see like where loyalties really lie and how firm people are standing on their side. And she probably will switch up and make a decision soon. So, I mean, the show is over.
If she's back on the show. I said if she's back on the show, child.
Girl, the show is done.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
any of them are back. They ain't even recording until 2025. And supposedly Andy already said it's going to be revamped. They're not.
Yeah, they're going to wipe the clean slate.
Yeah.
So then we get a conversation with Louis and Teresa where they're kind of going over everything that's been going on. And Louis gets really upset and he just wishes evil on Margaret and her son. And I'm just
How old
like,
is her son?
Her son, he's an adult.
Oh, okay.
He's an adult. But still, it's like, dang, bro, is it really that deep? Like, you gotta wish evil on her and her child. I don't care how old he is, that is her child. And you already was calling up to her job. Well, he said he didn't call up to his job now, but I just feel like
okay, so he called the job.
He said he didn't do it, but
okay, but what was said that's this so big idea that he allegedly called the job? What is the big idea?
I think that anytime you call someone's place of business with mess,
did they call and threaten him?
I have no idea what he said, but
it don't matter.
He couldn't have called and said, I think he's a great, upstanding employee. Right. Why else would anybody call than to say something negative if you're on an opposing side? So they didn't really say what happened, but we know it was negative. But my whole thing is, whether he's an adult, a child, or what, I feel like Louis showed his true colors with wishing evil on them and wishing bad things happen to them, because he always claims to be this kumbaya person and, you know, he wants peace between everybody. But when you wishing evil on somebody is just like a bit much.
Yeah, I couldn't get back. I couldn't stand behind on that. Now I can agree with you guys on that one. I did look at Louis a little differently. I was like, golly, on her son though.
I don't even think Teresa wanted him to say that, because
Teresa looked uncomfortable too. Like,
she looked very uncomfortable. Like, why would you even say this on camera? Like, this is not making us look good.
He was showing who he really was.
Yeah, he showed his true colors, and then he comes out with a statement today saying that that's not who he really is, and blah 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 blah.
Right here, I can read it real quick. You want me to?
No, we don't want to hear from that man. Summarize it.
Can you sum it up? Because it was kind of long.
It's not that long, but basically he was saying, like, he was explaining how disappointed he was in his actions on bringing up Margaret's son. And then he started explaining the reasons why he even brought it up, because he's been dealing with falsely being accused of calling her son, and at his work for that he said is not true. And then he said, for the last year, Margaret kept putting this narrative out there that I called her son at work, and I have had to deal with it knowing I am being lied on. And so he says, I know better not to bring somebody's child up, and it's something I deeply regret, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, you regret it, but Louis, you should have thought that through before saying that, because you know you are under a microscope right now. Don't nobody like you. People already think you are a skeezy scum, and you are just gonna bring Teresa down. So you should have really just thought that through. You thought, oh, do you guys remember the previews of the episodes of him and Teresa arguing about money situations?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Did you notice they didn't air that?
I did, and I'm like,
bad. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I sent this in the DMs. If Teresa would have just stuck with the pool boy, we wouldn't have none of this drama, okay? Like, all this unnecessary drama because she thought she leveled up a Louis when she should have just stayed with the pool boy.
I totally agree.
And he was cuter anyway.
He was cute.
I was so disappointed by this episode because I was like, there was supposed to be so much more. And I feel like they could, I mean, I don't want to jump past the little thing that happened, but I'll just say this real quick. You know how on Real Housewives of Atlanta, when I forget who it was, but it was like a knockout, drag out fight basically. And then after they finished the finale, they came back and filmed like a little scene. Mm-hmm. I feel like we should have at least gotten something to kind of like culminate it, or I just feel like they act like it was going to be such a big explosion. It just wasn't given that.
Right. Yeah.
And we didn't even get that scene.
Yeah, we didn't get that scene, but I keep hearing from the castmates and Teresa as well that they deleted a lot of scenes. They deleted a lot of scenes from this season, and I wonder why. I think Andy just over it. He just want to wrap.
He's done with them.
Get it over with. He's tired of it. Just be done.
No reunions. He don't want to argue and tell people to shut up.
Shut up.
Tired of yelling. Like,
and maybe
ready to be done.
Maybe that's why they didn't show that scene, because if they would have showed that scene, it would have gave us more things to talk about, especially the fans. And They're not trying to give us nothing else to talk about. They didn't show us the rest of the fight that happened at that table.
Somebody said they wanted to wrap it up, basically.
They wanted us to be over it. Because if the fans keep going and going and going with the narrative, they have to give us something.
Yeah.
So I think that they wanted us to be over it. So that's why they didn't really give us nothing with this finale.
Wow.
Okay, could we get to rails?
Yes.
Yes, child.
Listen, the New Jersey was like OC for me. It was not giving what it was supposed to give. Even the rails, like I was like,
yeah, it was dry. Listen, I got my husband watching the show with me, and we sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for something to pop off. We thinking that something really about to go down, and nothing.
No. The only thing is when Jen Aiden, child, that girl was just crazy at the mouth. She said to Danielle, "You mean your husband with the boobs and you got the broad home to wear it?" I said, "Wait a minute."
But supposedly her husband had boobs too and got the same surgery.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard that Bill had gynecomastia too, and he had to get the same surgery. It come from them roids. They probably was taking roids when they was younger.
I didn't hear that. But you know what? I do like that because Melissa was like, "Oh, don't bring up the husband, don't bring up the husbands." But I do like Jen was like, "Well, don't start, no, it won't be none," because she's talking about I'm sitting around at home crying and this and that. Like, don't you think I'm gonna sit there and you already bopped me upside my head one time? Now you throwing glasses at me across the table. Now you talking about me crying and being lonely at home and I have no love. I'm supposed to just sit there and not say anything? Like, don't start, no, won't be no. It's all fair game. It is what it is. And to be honest with you, Jen ate 8, in my opinion, because she sat there and bothered. The only person that left crying, shaking in anger, acting a fool was Danielle. You got to compose yourself.
Because that's because they have actual love. She actually cares about what you said about her.
I'm never going to give a woman satisfaction like that, where I'm going to allow that woman to sit across from me, unbothered, smiling, laughing at me. No.
But do you realize
crazy in my face?
Jen was more upset about Danielle saying she was at home crying alone than what she was saying about Bill. Danielle is upset because you talking about my husband, the love of my life. You're jealous of the relationship that we have. Like that's what she was like. He will be at home waiting for me while your husband is
I totally get it. I totally get it. But essentially that is talking about her husband. You're basically saying my husband wants nothing to do with me and I'm alone and my husband is out somewhere else doing something that's not with me. That is essentially talking about my marriage. So
but she only
at the end of the day,
she cares about that because it's her ego. She don't care about that. It's about Bill.
But it's all fair game, girl. It's all fair game.
Listen, if you say it, then you open the door. But I'm just like the what Danielle was saying is true. Like you don't have like her and Bill do not have a relationship. Did you see the devotional? The sad, pathetic.
Oh, I know,
baby.
Baby, I love you.
I love you, baby. So fake.
Like the instructions were to say something on this video that you never tell your wife. You never tell your wife I love you. Like that's the best you could come up with. Like
I'm trying to tell y'all, Bill got something else going on.
Right.
He is happy elsewhere.
And I think everybody knows that. And I think everybody knows that. And I think that's why that stung. Because ever since, Marge brought to that, not to take it back to the history, but ever since Marge brought up, the cheating situation to light, ever since then, people been coming at Jen's marriage ever since then. Is Jen innocent? I'm not saying she's innocent. Don't. I'm not saying that. I know Jen comes after so many people, so I don't want to get attacked. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, you saying that she's not bothered, but the reason she is bothered, that's why she said what she said about
is, but she composed herself a little bit more, in my opinion. She's the one that sat there calm, cool, collected, and said, I'll allow her to come back. I'll be damned. I'll be damned to give you that much power where you got to allow me to come back to sit back at the table.
Well, she didn't hear her say that.
Right.
It don't matter. I don't
heard her say that. Danielle would have left.
I would have seen it. I would see it though, and I wouldn't like that. I'd like Dan.
Yeah.
No, Danielle wanted to stay.
No, I'm saying if she would have known that Jen said that, she would have just left. But I think everybody wanted them to stay because it's for the show.
Exactly.
Like we need to continue this conversation.
Right. And Fessler already had dipped out. Like y'all
said I'm not
out too quick.
Right.
She said y'all breaking glass. Bye.
I will not be in
now.
Out.
do we think she left because she really wasn't with the rah-rah, or she didn't want nobody to call her out for nothing?
Both.
I don't know.
I think it's both.
But what would they call her out on?
Being a
I
flip
don't know,
flopper.
because for me,
but they know that already. I don't think that's something to call her out on.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if something pop, I think also Jen Fester gets very uncomfortable when people want her to ride for them. Like, because she's trying to be so neutral with everybody. Like, if people start going at it, and then it's like, you need to pick a side, I think that makes her completely uncomfortable. So maybe she was like, child, this is going left. Let me get out of here before somebody expect me to do something that I don't want to do.
Right. I'm trying to be on next season. I don't got time.
Or she just doesn't like violence like that. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, like, she just doesn't like to argue. Like, she knows how to stand up for herself, but she don't like all that throwing glass and shoving people and all that. She don't like all that rah-rah stuff. So that probably can give her anxiety. And she's like, I'm too grown for all this. I'm out of here. This is not what I signed up for. But it's like, Jen, did you not watch the seasons of New Jersey?
You kind of did sign up for it.
They've been breaking glass, girl. They've been doing this.
Wait, and then Rachel and Teresa get into it about John. Not Rachel. Did I say Rachel and Teresa?
Yeah, it was Rachel. You had it right.
Okay, yeah. So then they get into it, and it's like this long little thing. I don't even care about what they're talking about. It's the same stuff they've been talking about all season. But then Teresa and Melissa start trying to go at it, and they have like clothes off. Like,
what was that?
It wasn't even Teresa and Melissa. Melissa started with Teresa, and I remember Teresa saying, "Girl, she did." Now you can't deny that.
She did, because she tried to jump in on somebody else's fight.
She called her white trash first. For what reason?
Yeah.
Why?
That's how she felt. Joe already told her before she came, listen, I'm done with her. So say what you want to say. I don't care.
No, Melissa wanted a moment so bad because when you had nothing to do with none of that. It was so weird.
I think it was because Teresa hopped up when Jen and Danielle was trying to get into their thing. And so Melissa hopped up with Danielle. Mm-hmm. And then they locked eyes and decided to just go at it with each other.
Right. Like, Teresa was like confused at why they were acting like that. And then Melissa goes, they learned from the best white trash.
Well, because Teresa said, like, you guys knock it off. And that's when Melissa said that. But then that's still yet again, like, Melissa, you got your moment, the very last episode that you so desperately wanted with Teresa. Finally, girl, congratulations. You got your moment.
Do you guys think they knew that was going to be the last moment?
No.
Like the last hurrah?
I think so.
I don't know.
Because
I think that they've gotten away with so much stuff. There's no way they would have thought, oh, this is going to end it all. Like, they just thought, we about to go here, act crazy like we usually do, and we'll be back next season.
Right.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm thinking, did they know that this was the finale episode?
Oh, probably not.
Because I'm like, that would make more sense as to why Melissa would stand up and like face Teresa, because she's been avoiding her all season. So now,
because why would she ask Joe how to approach her?
So like now all of a sudden you want to like face her head on. Why and like this.
That's so lame to me. Like, you're avoiding her, and then on the last episode you wait to face her off when she hasn't even been talking about you. But what for? What for?
Last day of school, honey.
That's so lame to me. That is so lame. Because if you want to be about it, then be about it. Why wait for it on the last episode of the season? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Because they ain't been around each other. It's the first time they've been
around. Yes, they have.
No.
They've been around each other. Yes, they have.
Okay, well, you guys know, like, okay, so I don't know where I grew up. The last day of school is when you fight.
Right, you cut
because
up.
You can't get in trouble. You can't
suspend me from summer. No, baby, I'm beating everybody ass that I don't like.
Everybody fights on the last day of school because there's no repercussions. So I feel like for Melissa, it's like, if this is the last episode or this gonna be the finale, let me say what I gotta say. Let me get off my chest now.
Y'all think Melissa got that much? Come on.
I do.
No,
I would.
No.
Because she did.
Why did she bring up sprinkle cookies? Who talked about sprinkle cookies? Nobody's been talking about sprinkle cookies. Nobody brought us sprinkle. Why did you bring us sprinkle cookies? Why, Melissa? Melissa did. Oh, we didn't get that far yet about the bomb that Margaret dropped.
Oh, okay.
So we can get into it. Let's go. So Teresa and Marge get into it, and they arguing back and forth, blah blah blah, about the ex Laura. But you talk to Laura, Laura, and then Marge is like, "Well, I never even talked to Laura. Jackie's the one that was talking to Laura. She invited her to her house in what 2019 or something like
that." Wait, Laura is Marge's friend, not Laura.
Yeah, that's Marge's friend.
They kept saying
they bleeped out the name, but her name is Vanessa because I could read lips.
Yeah, the ex. She invited Vanessa to her house. When you was talking about homeboy trying to get dirt, she's a lawyer. She knows how to cover her tracks.
Yeah, it was so funny because when Marge was trying to talk, Teresa was like, "Girl, I ain't listening to you. I'm not listening. I'm not listening." And even Jen Aiden was like, let her talk. Like, what she got to say? Like, clearly she got something to say, and Teresa's like, she's lying. And I was thinking, Teresa, just be quiet for a second and let Marge say this. I think Teresa just didn't want to deflect on. Okay, so I will agree. Marge ate down this episode. Okay, Marge ate down. She did the dang thing. Marge was an icon for all of this, but I also want to say, Marge, you still not innocent. You still was a part of all this mess too. So anyways, and I think that's what Teresa wanted to focus on. Like, I don't give a damn what you got to say because you still did what you did and you try to say that you didn't do it. And that's what she wanted to focus on. So when Teresa was like trying to not hear that, I can kind of understand that. And I don't think she was deflecting. She just didn't want to hear it because if somebody had been lying or trying to bring up stuff on my ex or my current fiance or whatever have you, I don't want to hear you because you've been lying this whole time.
And I think the issue more so is that she felt like Marge, it was unwarranted.
Mm-hmm.
So like with Marge, her and Marge was cool, right? Before all this.
Right.
So I think for Teresa, it's more so like, girl, why? Like this came out the blue. Me and Jackie being had beef. Right. So it's understandable for Jackie to meet up with the ex because we wasn't cool. We didn't like each other. We was not friends. We was talking trash about each other. I talked trash about her husband or I exposed her husband, whatever. Like I could understand why she had beef with me and she would do something like that. But for you, we was cool. It came out of nowhere.
It made no sense.
So I feel like they weren't cool when the whole thing went down because that was like right when Louis got with Teresa, that's when the whole Danielle thing went down and Marge found out that she told Danielle to pull her ponytail. And then all the stuff started coming out about Louis. Like she might have said her reservations, but the video on the beach, like that was before the Danielle incident with Marge.
Now I can side with you on that one. I completely forgot about that. And I do remember that was a low blow. That was a bomb that dropped at the reunion that Teresa was the one. But I remember, I think, didn't Teresa apologize or she owned it? I don't maybe she didn't.
She don't own it.
She had no choice, child.
I don't remember where the status of their relationship was, but I do feel like
after that though.
But I do feel like
that whole next season, that's when they was arguing. They went to Nashville and couldn't get along and all of that stuff.
Well, because Marge was the one to bring stuff to light because in Marge's defense was like, you're dating this new guy. I'm looking out for you. Mm-hmm. And that's what I got.
Yeah, she was trying to be her friend.
Right. Mm-hmm. But in Teresa's defense, I just got out of this tumultuous divorce from a guy that was terrible and a bad spotlight. Let me be happy. I just want to be happy. And I don't care what you guys find. Let me figure it out on my own.
Which is dumb.
It's dumb, but that's how some people think. And that's how some people are. And we know that's the fact of it. Yeah. So if people want to live in their love bubble, what she calls, let me live in it. And if he messes up and proves you guys wrong, well then okay. But right now I'm not seeing any of that and I'm happy and I'm on bliss. So Margaret didn't respect none of that and she kept going on and that's what's pissing Teresa off and that's what started all of that. So I think that's where that history of that anger comes from because just like what Kendra was saying, like, I didn't do nothing to you to deserve that. Okay, well, maybe I told somebody to pull your hair. But like, in regards to like digging dirt into people's past and getting nasty with it and talk, I didn't do that to you. So why are you doing that to me when I'm in a brand new relationship? And I think that's what started all of this. So that's hurt her. And then one more thing, if Marge was asked to go to court, why didn't she just show up if she didn't do anything?
I want to go to court. What the hell I need to go for? It ain't got nothing to do with me. Right.
If I know I was innocent, why not? Like, okay, if I'm subpoenaed to go to court.
If I don't have to be there, I am not going.
And was this a real subpoena? Because like, if you don't go for a subpoena, you go to jail. So like,
exactly.
I don't think that this was like this real serious subpoena where, oh, you have to come. Da 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 da. It was like, we would like for you to come and testify, and she decided not to. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. And I think that she didn't come to testify probably because it would look bad on Teresa. Like, yeah, they don't get along, but I don't think Marge hates Teresa. Like, if she came to Teresa, I mean, she went to court and aired her out. Okay, I could say, oh yeah, she really hate her. Da 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 da. She really trying to take her down. But the fact that she didn't come and say whatever thing she want to say, because she could have went to court and been like Tamra and gave her opinion. But she didn't. She stayed and mind her own business.
I think Teresa irritates Marge. I think Marge is annoyed by her actions, how she talks, how she moves. Like, I think Marge is like a no-nonsense type person, and like lack of common sense irritates her.
Right, but I don't think she hates her because of
no, I don't think she hates her at all. I think she's just annoyed by her.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But I do think things went too far. And then I think Marge did some stuff that went a little bit too far. And now that's my opinion, by digging dirt and talking to all these different people and entertaining all of that. That's where, and not saying that nobody else did that. I'm not saying nobody else did that, because I know Teresa and Jen were definitely talking to bloggers. Then they started talking to, Marge's best friend or ex-best friend. Everybody started to get really messy and dirty with it. And that's where the irritation that I can see from Teresa, that like Marge is not being held accountable. Like, you're not 100% innocent in any of this. So,
right. I feel for Marge though, because it's like, it was Jackie the whole time.
The whole time. I did feel for Marge in that moment. And she was like, you let me take the rap for it. Like, I didn't even do that.
And that's why it pissed her off so much when Jackie was not like riding with her or like, being a real friend to her, because it's like, girl, I've been holding your secret.
Well, she said she only found out a week prior.
She didn't know.
Yeah. She just found out a week before.
She found out last week.
Just found out. Yeah.
But dang, that would piss me off. Like, I've been taking the heat for this.
Go ahead. You've been taking the heat.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been taking the heat for this whole time. And girl, you sitting up here with all the tea.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like Jackie was releasing stuff. And the fact that Teresa, she didn't even flinch when she said it was Jackie, and Jackie admitted it. Like, I can see if Jackie was denying it and she wants to protect the friendship, but Jackie was like, no, I really did do it. It was for when you was coming for Evan and
Jackie didn't even
call her out.
Jackie didn't even do that. When Marge busted out Jackie, she was like, you effing liar.
Yeah. I know, but she admitted it.
And then Melissa goes, did you have the ex at your house? Because
there's proof.
And she goes, no, I would never have the ex. And then Melissa goes, admit it.
Because she's like,
have it. That's when she goes, okay, I had her at my house.
Girl, because she reminded her that if Marge brought it up, then there is proof.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's what she needed to hear. Like, girl, don't make us play this back later on and it all comes out. Like, that's gonna make it worse. Go ahead and tell the truth.
Floored that Teresa.
Me too. Literally in my mind,
Jen, like, Aiden, everybody, even Melissa, everybody knows at that table. They said it takes time for Teresa for it to sink in, to really understand. But I also thought it was interesting, and I thought that this was growth on my part, like on Teresa's part, where she was like, well, I get it. She's like, I came after her husband. Well, she came after mine. So that makes sense. And that's what told me, okay, then I think that's why she was so mad with Margaret, because it was unwarranted. That don't make sense, because girl, I done told everybody on national television your husband was cheating.
She know you.
But I don't think that was growth in that moment. I feel like she just didn't want to be mad. She wanted to be mad at Marge.
Or
both.
Or do y'all think she already knew?
Teresa kind of did say she already knew. I saw an interview and she said, I already knew all of that. She's like, I already knew all of that because they've been investigating all of that.
Yeah, I'm like, they had a private freaking investigator, and I'm sure the girl has been running her mouth and talking to people too. Right. So I'm like, to me, it gave Teresa already knew. Yes. And her goal was to get back at Marge. Yes. That was her main focus. She didn't care. In
the interview that I saw on one of these blogs that Teresa was talking, she said the reason why I had the reaction, she's like, because that news was not new to me. She's like, I already knew all of that. She was like that, and I understand why Jackie did that. That's the only reason why I've been able to move forward.
Processed it.
She already processed it. She understands it. That's why she's moving forward and being friends. So when that bomb was dropped, she was like thinking probably like, okay.
Who cares?
Move on. Back to you, Marge. Admit to everybody that you did that. You said you did X, Y, and Z. So I think that's what that was. But anyways, they really built up this whole rail season
for nothing.
It really wasn't. It really.
And this is what pissed me off: the dramatic scene at the end with Dolores sitting at the table. They beat that image into our head, making us think that they done ripped this whole restaurant apart. People walked out bleeding in ambulance.
Child, you would have thought it was an episode of Mob Wives, for real. Right. You would have thought Drita was there for that episode, tearing people up. That's what I would have thought.
Nothing.
It
meant nothing.
They left with their bag and went on about their day.
They had Dolores slumped over. She grabbed the next cocktail across the table and drank.
That wasn't even her. Yeah, so pretty much with New Jersey, don't smell like that. You guys, we're having some technical difficulties, but we're wrapping up anyway. We're not going to really talk about Basketball Wives tonight because not too much happened. I feel like if anything, we might see a little bit next week because Brooke dropped the bomb about her meeting with Sunday, which was Jackie's friend back in the day. She used to be on the show. And she dropped the tea that Jackie was talking mess about everybody. So, and Shani supposed to be popping up, child. And when the big boss show up, something to go down. So, not too much happened this week on Basketball Wives, but we'll probably talk about it next week if something pops up. But yeah, as far as New Jersey goes, that's a wrap on New Jersey.
That's a wrap, child.
We were disappointed in the finale. We'll see if they give us anything. We're not getting a reunion. I don't know if they're going to do any type of wrap up or whatever.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
So if they do a little wrap up, we can see what that's about. But yeah, tell us in the comments what you guys thought about the finale episode, and if you guys have any insight on anything that we talked about. But we appreciate you guys. Oh, Sierra has another comment.
And another thing, drop in the comments on what y'all thought about Jackie's walk and how she was walking with her dumpy booty. And walked around that corner, and she took a step a little bit back.
Right.
A little nervous. Drop in the comments what y'all thought about that. That was real raggedy.
Yeah, because I think she was walking like that because she was scared. She was scared. I think Teresa's reaction threw her off as well. And is she gonna get me when I get outside?
Yep.
Is Margaret gonna get me? Like, what is about to happen? I think Jackie was shaking in her boots.
I would have been too, because I sat there and lied at the table. I said, no, I didn't. And I said, no, I would never. No, I didn't.
And you lied several times during the season when you were asked if you knew anything.
Yes. It said, no, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. So now you're going to be deemed as a liar.
Yeah.
Because you did it too well.
Right.
Because nobody suspected Jackie.
You subpoenaed the wrong bitch. That's crazy.
So we'll see if anything else comes out. We will be sure to report on it with you guys. But that is a wrap on what season is this?
Season 14.
Season 14 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. We'll see if they come back. If they come back with a new cast. There is a lot of different narratives going around with this show. It might be wiped clean. So we will see. But yeah, join us next week for another episode of The Lady Layer. Be sure to leave comments below and let us know what you guys thought of the episode. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Okay.